Funny title, but very serious topic. You need to be able to make good mashed potato, and I'll explain exactly why and how this will lead to your success right after this. So, first of all, I may have my wife get very cranky at me after she listens to this podcast. Sort of hope that she's not actually listening to any of my podcasts now. But here's the thing. Many years ago, and I will premise this story many, many years ago. It was before I was married. Been married 15 years. Got 3 beautiful kids. But before we were married, we were in our first house. I'd had a long day at work. I was a sole trader. I think I had 1 or maybe 2 team members at the time. Very infant in my business journey, working a lot of hours, making some good money, but working long hours and burning the candle at both ends. My now wife, Vanessa, can't believe I'm telling this story now. She's going to kill me. Decided to, was making dinner. And we hadn't been in our first property that we bought together, a little 3-bedroom place that we did up and moved on a few years later and that. But we hadn't been there too long. I came home one day. I had a bit of an early mark, I think, off memory, because I know it wasn't quite dark. And I got a feeling it was early in the year. It was starting to cool down a bit, maybe March or April, something like that. But anyway, I come home. I pull into the driveway, and her car's in the carport. Mine was just outside of the carport on the driveway, one of those little concrete driveways, got the 2 car tracks type of thing, and drive up there. And I know that I had a new Subaru Liberty at the time. I know I hadn't had it long. It's a little pearl white thing. Don't need all the details, I'm sure, but here's the thing. I pull up in the car, grab my wallet and keys and things like that, and I get out of the car. And as I get out of the car, I hear this thump, thump, thump. And I was like, what the hell is that? And it's like, I look up towards the front of the house. We had these little rail, little wooden sort of slats on the, it's not even al fresco. It's just like a little veranda-y type thing, right? I'm hearing this whack, whack, whack noise. And it was literally like a sledgehammer. And as I'm looking up, I could see like the front windows vibrating. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Now, I had a neighbour, his name was Kingy. That was his name, Kingy. Great blue-collar bloke, worked at the Rosehill Racecourse, and he's out watering his garden. He looks across and he's like, hey, fella, like this. And I'm like, Kingy? And he turns to me and he says, looks like some serious renovation going on in there. And I said, mate, there's no renovation. I'm a bit worried what's actually going on. And so I get my stuff out of the car, and as I get my bag out and things like that, I'm hearing this bang, bang, bang noise still, right? And so I go up inside, just as curious as buggery to work out what the heck is going on. As I open the front door, I look through the lounge room. Like I said, it was only this little 3-bedroom place, a lounge room that knocked out a bit of a wall for where the dining room was, and then we had this little serving bench thing to this little small kitchen. And that's all there really was to it, right? We were, we young and starting out and things like that. And so I sort of looked straight through the lounge room towards the kitchen, and between these bang, bang noises, my wife is in the kitchen with her back to me. She obviously hears the front door. She turns around and she's like, hi, darling, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hi, is everything okay? And she's just frustrated. She's angry. She's frustrated. She's been nice and turned around to me and said hi. And in her hand, she had a big pot. And out of the pot was this tool, like an implement, a kitchen tool, right? I don't even know what it's called. It's not a spatula. It's something. I don't even know what it's called. And what she was trying to do, she starts going, I'm trying to make this bloody mashed potato. And she starts banging it. And she's in bang, 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 like this on the kitchen bench. And so I've like put my stuff down, I've come over, I'm like trying to calm everyone down, etc. So she now is very good at cooking, actually. But at the time, needed a lot more guidance, experience, and what she was actually doing, she was struggling a little bit with making the mashed potato. Obviously didn't have enough milk and butter and those type of things, and it was sort of all coagulated together in a big chunk. She was trying to use the tool, and as she was trying to lift it out and push it back down to mash it and that type of stuff, it was lifting the whole thing up, including the saucepan. She was banging it down on the kitchen bench, and anyway, it was an absolute logistical nightmare. Can't believe I'm telling you this because she's going to kill me now that I put it out there. I mean, it is one of only very few stories I have about her in this regard, so it is something I've told many times before. But the challenge is this, right? It becomes a scenario where she tried something new, had no way of doing it, didn't really know how to do it, fumbled her way through it, made some mistakes, but what she actually did was she went away, spoke to her mum. She's got an Italian background. Her mum's very good at cooking. I think she actually spoke to her nonna because she used to make homemade raviolis and gnocchi and all sorts of stuff, which was amazing. So she found out how to do it, what to do, what's the secrets, learnt from, you know, the clues and the secrets that led to other people's successes on making mashed potato. And within 1 or 2 attempts, she makes this amazing mashed potato with a whole lot of different other avenues and, you know, put things that she puts in it and all these type of things. So here's the thing. Yes, she was doing something new. No, she didn't really know how to do it. She didn't quite get it right the first time, but what she did do is she was smart enough to know that success leaves clues. She was smart enough to know that if I go and ask a few people that do know what they're doing in regards to making great food, even whether it's a, you know, insert amazing dish here, or whether it's something a lot more simple like mashed potato. Again, I'm going to get killed for talking about this on a podcast, but the fact of the matter is it's exactly the same as how we are in business. We all need to make mashed potato. We all need to start with the simple things and get the simple things right. There's no use going to, you know, some big fancy dish or trying to cook up, you know, amazing meals like they do on the different cooking shows all over TVs and things like that. The fact is we have to start our journey in simple, easy ways. We have to start with what's going to work best. We've got to start with what need to be able to master the simple things first. Because we never master mastery. And you can't start at the top and just nail it first off. We have to be able to learn from our mistakes. We have to be able to learn from other people's successes to minimize those mistakes so we can actually get ahead quicker. And we don't have to make all of the mistakes ourselves in that capacity either. But we have to also make sure that we're in a situation where we are not trying to do something that's beyond our capability. So in business, if you've got someone that's running a $2 million business and they're doing particular marketing strategies, and here you are with 2 employees and yourself and an admin team member, and you're doing, you know, $300,000 or $400,000 a year or something like that, you can't try and work on the same marketing as that person running a $2 million business because the marketing levels are different. The strategy is different. Trying to work with something that works for someone in a much larger scaled scenario is not what's going to always be best for you. We see it all the time, people trying to, you know, see what someone else does that's been really successful and go, I'm going to do that. But a lot of the time it's misguided. It would have been like my wife trying to make some amazing, you know, handmade gnocchi like her nonna does when she was struggling to do the simple things right, like mashed potato. So understand that when it comes to your business and being successful, there's a couple of keys here about my wife's mashed potato making skills originally that is completely true for growing business and being successful. We need to be able to understand that we start with the basics. We need to be able to know that we might not be perfect the first time around and we're going to make mistakes. We also need to know that we can learn from others and learn the success that other people have had. We learn their secrets because success leaves clues. Jim Rohn told us that many years ago. And we need to understand that we need to start with the simple things, the things that are going to make the needle move the most, the things that we need to get our mastery done right to start with, that we can then look to build on and scale from here. Because if we start with the most complex, it's going to take a lot longer. It may not actually be any more beneficial as an emergency service vehicle goes past. And so always start with the simple scenarios, what's most important for you. Let's get that right, master that first, and then start to build and grow from there. And as a net result, my wife has done that. She's become fantastic at a lot of different dishes. Still not an amazing cook with a lot of avenues, but that's not what she's trying to do either. She's good at what she does. She's been able to learn and build and grow through that time process a lot quicker than what everyone else has. And as a net result, she makes very good mashed potato right now. And that's my way of trying to say, I hope I don't get into too much trouble for going through this. Here's the thing, if you want to be good and successful in business, learn how to make good mashed potato. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.